Good morning, SDA Academy. Hope you guys have had a great week so far. I'm sure you're very much looking forward to the weekend. So today we just got a quick recap. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to base today's session on program design, how to design a program, and all things including there. So we need to figure out how we're going to improve ourselves through programming and how we're going to improve our program to make sure that we improve our sport. And of course at the end we've got requirements for next week. So just a quick recap. Last week we spoke about what is a macro cycle. So remember, we talk about a full season plan, okay? And it's a combination of your meso and your micro cycles. Your micro cycle is plus minus a week of training based on the bigger goal of the macro cycle. Then it's also a series of workouts, also again based on the bigger goal. And we spoke about what kind of training programs are there. So we had concurrent periodization. Remember, this is where we're trying to balance two different types of training protocols under the same program. So if we want to try to work on strength, and then completely on the other side of the spectrum, we're trying to work on endurance, and we're trying to put those together in one program. The linear periodization, remember we spoke about, is how each thing, so your progressive overload over time is always going to increase, okay? Whether it's your volume or your intensity, it increases on a weekly to a monthly basis. And then the undulating periodization, also known as non-linear periodization, that's where we try and get the best out of the athlete on the way that they're feeling. If they're feeling tired, then we don't push them as hard. If they're feeling fresh, we push them harder than what we would. So we're slowly but surely trying to progress that way. Okay, so program design. Just a couple of things we need to try to look at. We've got principles of training. Okay, so specificity. Does your program correlate to the sport that you're playing? Okay, individualization. Is the program set out for the athlete's needs? Everyone is different. Everyone will require different parts of a training program. Okay, does your program have progressive overload? Meaning, does it get more challenging in some respect? Is it getting more intense? Is it becoming more volumized? Are you changing the exercises to become more challenging? In frequency, how many sessions are there with either in the day, in the week, or in the month and year? Then we got to think about reversibility. Once the athlete has stopped training, can the detraining effect be done? So if you haven't been training for a while, that means you start to detrain, okay? You get worse. And then the idea is you want to be able to reverse that as quickly as possible in the safest way possible. Then we got to, of course, think about our recovery. Recovery, again, is extremely important. So here's just a step-by-step guide, okay, as program design goes as well. So you've got your needs analysis, which we've spoken about before in the past, okay, whether it's based on the athlete or the sport. Then we've got exercise selection. So you got to base exercises on the athlete's training status, okay, or based on their needs analysis. Then how are we going to split the training? How frequently are we going to train? Are you going to do full body workouts, or are you going to do split? Meaning, are you going to do a push and a pull exercise day? Or are you going to do a leg day and then an upper body day? Okay, that will all be based around how many times a week you train and where you are in your season. Okay, exercise order, extremely important. Okay, are you doing push versus pull, or again, lower body, upper body approach? Remember, you've always got to start off with the most demanding, so most difficult exercises, and move towards the structural or the compounds, and then you move down towards your accessory, right? Okay. Then we look at the training intensity and the volume, how heavy or how fast you're going to be lifting, okay, and how much of that are you going to be doing. Then again, we always have to look at your recovery considerations. Okay, that's just a quick outline. Program design continuing. Okay, so we've got basic elements of what a program needs. You need a warm-up. Okay, remember the ramp protocol. You raise your heart rate activate the muscles, mobilize the muscles, and potentiate. Remember, potentiate meaning trying to get the body used to whatever the program has in store for the athlete. Your exercise selection, the volume, the intensity, your rest periods, frequency, recovery, and very importantly, your goals. Okay, so here, based on what your program needs, if you're doing a power with combination of strength, okay, ideally you don't want to be doing more than that many sets, 3 to 5, and 3 to 5 repetitions. Okay, so normally that will be first on our exercise prescription. Okay, because once we've done our power, then we can move into our strength. Once we've done our strength, then we can do a little bit of hypertrophy work and muscular endurance work. Okay, so that's how I want you guys to think about basing or creating your training program. Okay, remember, set yourself a goal. If you're trying to increase your strength, then look at the strength protocols. Okay, look at what do you need for strength, how many sets, how many reps, what rest you need. Okay, program layouts. Again, what is the program goal? Okay, what warm-up do you have in order? Remember, you need an exercise order and layout. How are you going to lay these out? Okay, and then we've got to have the exercises that need to be conducted. What are you selecting? Your sets and rep scheme, and then the rest time required. Here's just a very basic example of what that could look like, but I will send through a template of what I want you guys to do again. Then for next week, what I want you guys to do is I want you to design your own program, okay, based on your sports and your goals. Okay, so we want a 4-week plan. Okay, and what I want you guys to understand is your program needs to be based on the principles of a training program. So use everything that we've given you guys so far, past PowerPoints, all the PowerPoints leading up to this point. You've got an exercise library on YouTube. I want you guys to take bits of everything and accumulate a training program for yourself, okay, based on your sport. So name your sport, what your goal of the sport is, okay? Are you trying to increase your strength, mobility? Are you trying to increase your power, your speed? Then I want you to create a program based on that. And then we can see what you guys come up with. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and we'll see you guys next week.